Hello and welcome to this other sample lesson, where I'm going to be just giving a basic introduction to some jazz chords used in a jazz chord progression. This is kind of aimed towards people who maybe they know some of the bar chords and that, and they want to maybe learn some new bar chord shapes, even if they're not necessarily into jazz, or some people who maybe want to learn the basics of jazz and what kind of chord shapes and type of chord sounds that are actually being used. I'm just going to play through the basics, a really basic progression I'm going to be starting with. So I'll just play through a couple of times just to give you an idea of how it sounds. So the chord shapes we're using here are a C major 7 bar chord, an A minor 7 bar chord, D minor 7 bar chord, and a G dominant 7th bar chord. So the shape for this, we have the index finger covering the 3rd fret. So we have the index finger's playing the low note, which is C, on the 3rd fret of the A string. We then have 5th fret on the D string with the ring finger. Middle finger's playing 4th fret on the G, and the pinky's playing 5th fret on the high B string. So altogether we have this kind of shape here. Essentially it's like your major bar chord shape, except the middle note there is dropped down a fret. There. We come to our A minor 7 chord. It's really similar to your basic minor shape bar chord, like this, except what we're doing is we're lifting the pinky off so that the D string is being played at the 5th fret with the Barre finger. So altogether we have the low A note on the E string at the 5th fret being played by the Barre finger. We have the ring finger playing the 7th fret on the A string, which is an E note. We then have a G note played on the 5th fret with the Barre finger, and then the top 3 high strings, including the D string, so the bottom high 4 strings, are played with the Barre finger at the 5th fret. Sounds like that. It sounds a little bit smoother and more jazzy than your standard minor bar chord. Then moving to our D minor 7 bar chord. Same idea again, except we're doing it on the A minor shape, on the low note rooted on the A string. So it's like your standard minor bar chord shape, except we're lifting the pinky off again so that the Barre finger is covering this note at the 5th fret, this playing C note at the 5th fret. So essentially we're just lifting the pinky off and allowing this note to be played by the Barre finger. Hear the difference as well. There's your minor 7. And we come to our G7 chord, where essentially it's similar again to a major bar chord shape, except we lift the pinky off, so again the Barre finger will be playing the 3rd fret on the D string, which is our F note. We're essentially taking this note G, dropping it down to F, but then keeping the rest of the notes the same. So we have 3rd fret on the low E, played by the Barre finger. We have the ring finger playing the 5th fret on the A string, which is our D note. We have the Barre finger again playing the F note at the 3rd fret. We have our middle finger playing the B note on the G, which is the 4th fret on the G string, and then we have the Barre finger on the 5th fret again playing the bottom high strings all together, because this is the point, this is like a really quite a tense sounding chord, and then it resolves back to C major. So the type of rhythm I'm using for this strumming pattern is 1, 2, it's basically just a down up. So we're playing it in a shuffle rhythm, so it's like 1, then 2, then 3, and 4, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. So we're essentially playing 1 and 2 and 3. So 1 and 2. There's a pause on 2. So what we want to do, after we've played the downstroke and then came back to the upstroke, we want to place the hand over the strings to cut it off. So we're playing that last stroke is played staccato. So I have 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2. And then a little rhythmic variation that you can use on the dominant 7th chord is to play on beat 3 and 4, play the chord staccato with downstrokes. So what we're essentially doing is, after we've played the chord, we're releasing the pressure on the fretting hand, so that all the strings are dead, so we can't hear any more notes, like, and then, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So all together that progression would sound like this with the strumming pattern. 1 and 4. Back to the start. And again, we can also use these chord shapes in different keys simply by moving them up to different frets. So if we want to play this in the key of D major, we'd move all our chord shapes up 2 frets. So we'd have, or if we want to play it in B, we'd move it down a fret from the C major shape. And so on. You can just move the chord shapes around to different points on the neck, different frets, just to change the keys. So yeah, that's basically the end of it. I hope you enjoyed that lesson, and hopefully it gives you an introduction to these type of chord shapes. Again, I would say this is the type of thing you want to move around 2 different keys and practice the chord shape at different positions on the neck. So start with the progression I've shown you and then move it up. Move it up even as high as the 8th, 10th fret if you wanted to. It all just comes down to getting used to the chord shapes at different positions on the neck because of the fret differences, the difference in the gaps between the frets. You need to allow your hand to sort of get used to the different feeling of it and compensate for the lack of space that you might have as well. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning into this lesson.